Hi guys, so this DIY is a attempt number 2 to the acrylic paint pour art. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for joining me again, and I'll see you guys at the end. So since we've done this DIY before, we're gonna keep it pretty simple, but we are gonna start by covering each canvas this time with a layer of black acrylic paint. You'll only need one coat since the paint is pretty thick, and then you'll just want to leave it to dry overnight. There are so many ways that I've seen pour art created. This time I am going to add all of my colors into just one cup. Normally what I've seen done is, and what I did the last time, is add each paint into a separate cup, mix it with a little bit of water, and then combine the colors. This time I wanted to see what would happen if I just combine all of the colors into one cup, then add a little bit of water, give it a slight mixing just to let the water go ahead and combine with the paint, and then flip the cup over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add my paint to each of my cups, 3 in total for each of my canvases, and then I'm going to flip the cup over, but I'm not going to remove the cup until I've gotten all 3 cups flipped over. I want to give the paint time to settle down towards the canvas. That way I can minimize waste when it comes to the paint. I want to get as much paint back down towards the canvas as possible. Now that all of the cups were flipped, I went ahead and pulled the cup up from the canvas. Now you can slide it and let the paint go around, but I like to pull the cup straight up. But then I did go ahead and move the paint around the canvas just to try to make sure to cover the whole top area of the canvas and get some to where it would spill off or down the sides so that I would have full coverage. Now the next time that I do this, I think I'm gonna just leave the paint and let it run freely. So see, this is where I said that you can swirl the cup around, and that does also allow a lot more of the paint to cover the canvas without as much manipulation. I think that I like this method the most. Now, here's the thing about pour art. Really, it can't turn out too wrong once you finish because the colors, unless the colors get really muddy. Now, once I saw what the canvas looked like after the paint had finished spreading around, I wanted more gray in it, so I did go through and just drop dots of gray and then used one of my stir sticks to spread the gray around. Now, once I did that though, as you can see, it left these little lines all throughout the painting, and so the surface wasn't as smooth as I wanted it to be. I also ended up doing the same type of method to the third painting. Now, this is the second painting, and you can see the difference where there's the lines versus not. So I looked at the third painting and decided that I wanted more black in it, and did that same method of adding the paint and then dragging the paint with the stir stick, again causing those lines to be left in the paint. Once I finished doing this, I looked at it, and that's where I pretty much went wrong just for what I was trying to do with the paintings, and I ended up not really liking the lines that I had created in the painting. Then I remembered I had seen the use of a heat gun in one of the pour art videos that I watched, so I decided to try adding a source of heat. Now, I don't have a heat gun, but I do have a hair dryer, and so I decided to use that to attempt to basically blow out the lines that I had created. Now, if you do try this method, my only suggestion is to not actually put it so close to the painting, only because then it creates waves. The paint doesn't really just spread. See, as you see, it's like a wave going through the paint, and so it will leave, I mean, it kind of creates an interesting effect. Wasn't what I was going for though with the painting, but it did end up taking out the lines, and I did this to both the first and the third painting. And the only other thing that I did to the paintings once they were dry was I added a little bit of gold and silver paint to it, but I didn't record that part. But here is the finished product of the 3 paintings. Overall, I do like how they ended up coming out. It was a little bit of try and a little bit of like trial and error. And in this painting, you can see the silver veins that I added to the paint. This was in any areas where there may have still been indentations from the lines, and I just wanted to add a little bit of silver metallic paint to create some dimension. And I added the gold metallic paint to this painting. It wasn't as much of the gold metallic paint as there was silver, but I like the additional dimension that it added. And this is the painting that was not altered at all. Altogether, I do like them. They came out really nice, and it creates for interesting wall art. Alright, loves, thanks for joining me again for another video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you decide to try out doing acrylic pour art, please let me know by tagging me at haiku_creations. Always keep creating, guys, and make sure that wherever you are and whatever you're doing, you're having a great day. All right, I will see you guys next week. Bye.